Hello everyone, welcome back to T.U.B Investing YouTube channel. Thank you very much for supporting so far. The last video was on a company, but this video, right, I'm not really talking about company. I want to talk about something that I've explained previously in 2 or 3 weeks ago, right? About free cash flow excluding stock-based compensation, right? So before I go into that, right, let me just say this one more time. I am not a financial advisor. Please don't listen to me as an entertainer, maybe. But regardless, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will appreciate very much. I really need a lot of help on that. So thank you very much if you appreciate that. So anyway, I'm not going to watch the full video, but I'm just telling you that I had this video previously, right? The most important video you need to watch in 2022, right? So let's get to it. Sorry. So here is it. This is the video in 2022, and okay, sorry. So as you can see here, I talk about this. Sorry, I should have paused the video. Okay. This is the video, and then yeah, I'll talk about free cash flow, excluding stock-based compensation, and if a company actually reduce their stock-based compensation from their free cash flow, it could be a negative figure, while the other company is still a positive figure. So I'm saying that the explanation in this thing is that we should always deduct stock-based compensation from our free cash flow before we deduce what's the valuation of it, right? And I actually talk about it in my blog as well. Yes, I'm a blogger as well, and I'm much more of a blogger than a YouTuber. If you are interested, my blog here is tubinvesting.com. Anyway, this is the article. I'll be sharing it as well. I'll be sharing this video. I'm sharing this article as well in this description. And if you, I basically I talk about it, and yep, and I share it on my Twitter. So Anson Wong, right, itself talk about doesn't calculating FCF per share helps to avoid this trap, right? And then is stock-based compensation reflected in the share outstanding? So I replied, calculating FCF per share does not avoid this trap. You must remove stock-based compensation from free cash flow first. So John came in, the hero came in, and he replied, wrong. FCF less SBC is not a metric used anywhere in finance because it's wrong by definition. Looking at the fully diluted shares outstanding and FCS per share, absolutely avoid this trap. Noted, but wrong, I replied. Even if it's not a metric used anywhere, doesn't mean that as an investor we should not look at it. That I still think that this is true. And in additional, FCS per share does not avoid this trap. For example, between Palantir and the trade desk, they have positive FCF per share, even if it's divided by fully diluted share outstanding. And if you check Palantir 10K or even 10Q, if I'm not sure, their shares outstanding, even their diluted shares outstanding does not include their stock-based compensation, right? And it's very interesting. But to be honest, the trade desk does fully diluted share outstanding does include stock-based compensation. So John came back and then replied, look at the trends over time. You cannot deduct one matrix from another numerator and add it back to the denominator. You are taking into consideration stock-based compensation and fully diluted share. They are double penalizing. So I went back to check, and like I said, Palantir, right, doesn't include diluted shares, right, in their diluted share outstanding. I think I could be wrong, right? I mean, if I'm wrong, please write in the comments, right? Yeah. And for the trade desk, it does include, right? So I apologize for my mistake, right? So let me be very sure here. Let me be very certain here that if you take free cash flow divided by total diluted share outstanding, you can get free cash flow per share, and that figure actually is the figure that excludes take into account of stock-based compensation itself, right? and that means you don't need to deduct stock-based compensation from free cash flow. Okay, so I admit I was wrong on this part, and I appreciate John from pointing in my mistake, and I understand more now. So I totally appreciate that. But I mean, coming back to that, I think in another way, somewhere else, right? He actually replied that, this is too much of an issue, too much of a penalizing of the company. I mean, no one should be doing that. It's it's along the line of it's too much, right? But for me, right? I mean, I think as an investor, for me as an investor, nobody's doing it doesn't mean I shouldn't be doing it. Firstly, second, and I was contrarian. Right? If you read my blog, I'm slightly more contrarian itself, right? So, I want to come back to this point that thanks for pointing out my mistake, John, and I was wrong, but I don't think that I was wrong in saying that if you divide it by diluted share outstanding, you still wouldn't get free cash flow excluding stock-based compensation. I was wrong, but that doesn't mean that if nobody is doing this, doesn't mean that I shouldn't be doing that. Secondly, stock-based compensation, in my opinion, should always be it's already an expense. It's an operating expense, right? So let me come back to the slide. Right? It's an operating expense that I explained in this video. It's an operating expense, and I believe that it should not have getting involved in this fee included, so-called included, because it's a non-cash item included in this free cash flow item, right? Free cash flow figure. I think that is wrong in itself, right? So it was an expense. It should have been excluded, and it should never have came into the free cash flow item and get caught in this free cash flow argument, right? So sorry, we already look at the tweet, right? So there's no need to look at the tweet anymore. So anyway, I just want to conclude here that I don't think I was wrong. Everyone has their own opinion, but I was wrong on certainly that free cash flow, when you divide it by diluted share outstanding, you still can get the free cash flow per share that includes this stock-based compensation effect. But for me, I prefer to deduct it first because it was initially an expense and should never have added to it. And it was and this will be very once I talk about my calculator, Sarah intrinsic calculator, it will be very apparent that why we should deduct it first. Right? So anyway, as you can see, I've talked about Digital Turbine, Football TV, IDW, Tremor International, Mix Telematics. I already talked about all these companies, right? So next video, I will probably go back to talking about companies, small caps especially, my favorites, and yeah, and hopefully I will do that soon. Thank you and see you. Bye. Oh, and please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Thank you. Bye.